Today we'll be looking at a Masi Gran Criterium bicycle built by Joe Stark in 1985. Masi and the Gran Criterium are iconic in the world of cycling. Faliero Masi started his career in cycling as a professional racer and bike mechanic in the 1930s and 40s, and started building frames in 1950 under the hallowed ground of the Vigorelli Velodrome in Milan, where his son still carries on the tradition. Masi built his reputation while building bikes for legends of the sport. Eddy Merckx, Jacques Anquetil, and Fausto Coppi were just a few of the legendary riders that raced to the finish line on a Masi-built machine. The Gran Criterium model was introduced in 1970 and quickly gained a reputation as a world-class racer. In the early 1970s, looking to broaden his market, Masi decided to open a manufacturing facility in the US. He traveled to California to set up operations while leaving his son to continue production of the Italian Masis under the velodrome. Bringing together a group of young new builders, many of whom would go on to become legends in their own right, he started his manufacturing of bikes in Carlsbad, California. Eventually, Masi would decide to return to Italy, and the building of the California Masis would change hands a number of times over the years. By 1985, when this bike was built, Joe Stark was building the US frames. This Masi is fitted with a 1985 Campagnolo record group, Cinelli bars and stem, and San Marco Rolls saddle. Masi was known to use Reynolds tubing, and the catalogs of the time state that the Gran Criterium was built with Masi's special investment cast lugs. I've ridden many a road bike over the years, but the zip and snap of this bike stands out. A little demon out of the gate and a blast on rollers and fast curvy descents, it's one of my favorite rides and has stood the test of time, surviving in my stable while many a modern road bike has ingloriously moved on. No video about the Masi GC would be complete without a mention of Breaking Away, probably the greatest cycling film of all time. Sorry all you American Flyers fans. Dennis Christopher's character rode a red Masi GC in the film, and I was lucky enough to see him speak a few years ago about his adventures filming Breaking Away at a screening at Eroica, California. He kept one of the production bikes and brought it to the event. Here's a shot I took of his bike. So in honor of Dave Stoller, French fries, and the rest of the cutters out there, let's sit back and enjoy watching a vintage Masi in action. Looking back, I consider myself pretty lucky to have had so many miles ridden on this guy. I may reach for my Carbon Wonder bike with compact crank for a day of climbing major grade mountains, but for everything else, I haven't found another two-wheeler that can exceed the feel and fun that this little Masi has brought me over the years.